And now we are here with Sohail Shehada, who is a sculptor. Now let me ask you about your sculptures. They're absolutely beautiful. They look like the real person. So tell us kind of how you got started in this.
Some of the sculptures I used photos, like in the case of Marian Anderson, when I did the sculpture, it was after her death, so I just bought a book about her, and it has pictures of her through all her life. So usually I look at certain looks that she has, something that distinguish her. So from these photos, I just compose the sculpture. If the person is still alive, then I usually ask them to come and sit for me, just to get more accurate measurements of the person.
And then you paint as well.
Yes, yeah. I think they're both related. My undergraduate was in architecture, so I was constantly sketching, and then I did my master's in fine arts, and I took classes with Mr. Paul Moore, and then I became his assistant. So somehow my sketching abilities and my understanding of the figure and the anatomy, they all work together. So I began drawing and painting, and they both relate to each other so close that.
Do you have a passion for one? Do you favor one?
They both have their intrigues to me, so they're both enjoyable.
Yeah,
yes.
Definitely. Now, does sculpting take a lot longer than painting?
Yes, the process, because once I use all base clay, so once I'm done sculpting, you usually have to do a mold, and depending on if you want to make it out of bronze, then you have to take it to the foundry, and they will do. So the process involved in sculpting, it takes longer. It takes longer to get to the final product than it is, with a painting or a pastel. Yes.
Right. And you love people, obviously. That's what I've noticed in your paintings and in your sculptures, that it's always a single person sitting or something like that. Tell us what inspires you.
Well, for this show, the whole concept was it's about opera singers and classical music. I've always loved opera singers, and I try to have it's the beautiful voices, and when it comes to opera, it involves also the drama of the whole thing, and the stage set, the costumes, all these things. So I try sometimes I use some of my friends. I ask them to pose for a character in that opera, or to tell a story. So so many times I will see people with interesting features that say something to me. So that's when I ask them, they don't mind posing. And
yeah, what is it about the face? What is it about the human face?
It's all the expression and the feeling. I mean, you look at somebody's face, and you can tell what kind of emotion or what kind of feeling they're going through. So that's why it's really important.